Okay. Adam. Hey, Mel,
Yes,
just
sir.
nod your head yes if you can see me and hear me, Mel. All right. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Welcome. This is, and anybody, Jesse or Adam, if you guys see people trying to get in, just hit admit. Welcome to the Shredders Unite, Shredders Unite business opportunity phone call, team call. And we're so grateful to be with you. This is the #1 call for the new year. So everybody, welcome to 2021. We are jazzed. Like, we are really excited. We've got lots of reasons to be really excited. I'm so excited I can't even stand it. I know Adam's excited. We've been talking all good things. You know, 2020 wasn't as bad as everybody thinks it was, because what it did was it caused a lot of refinement. 2020, if anything, it caused us to take a hard look at how things are and aren't working. It caused in your family, in your relationship, in your business, it caused you to take a deep, hard look, didn't it? What about your health? Did it cause you to take a more serious look at your health? I hope it did, because the events that unfolded, all of the stress, it sure had a dramatic impact on my personal health, and that's really where erShred was born. From a business perspective, we're starting to realize that entrepreneurship it's not just, you know, this thing that is, you know, it's there and it's optional, it's available if you're interested. Entrepreneurship is becoming the normal. It's becoming a necessity. If you haven't figured it out yet, you've got to diversify your income streams, and you have to take a more serious look at what is and what isn't stability. What is and what isn't status quo, if you will. We have got to get creative. We have got to start employing all of the different wonderful tools, technology that's become available to us. And that's some of the stuff that Adam and I are going to start talking about tonight. Just want to give a shout out to my friend Adam. Before I do, I want to make sure everybody knows, on erShred.com, if you haven't already, go check it out, because we uploaded a brand new video. And that video is about 30 minutes long. It's on erShred.com, and it will educate you and your friends about what erShred is, what it does for you, why it even came about, the kind of results that we're seeing with it, and you know what you could hope to expect from it. The education is all there, and I think that Jesse did a wonderful job of doing it from an educational point of view. So way to go, Jesse Jamnick. We really appreciate you and all your knowledge and expertise. And I knew it the moment I met Jesse. There's something special there. He's just a very special individual. Adam, we got a big turnout tonight. I just keep admitting people. So this is very exciting. Excellent. Adam, you are the man. I just want to say this. Adam showed up early on in erShred, and that's the cool thing about the internet. I didn't really even know that Adam was watching my journey, but Adam lives in Maryland, great dude. I knew him before my health crisis, but not real on a personal level, just kind of like an acquaintance, a friend, but from a distance. And boy, I'm grateful, Adam. I'm so grateful that you've come on board and that I've got to know you better, because you're just a good person, and your wife is a good person, and you guys are just, when I think of you guys, I just think of goodness. So I mean that with all my heart. And so this is all about Adam Sisk tonight, you guys. Adam Sisk is like, if in terms of the reason he's the first person on our 2021 schedule for Shredders Unite is because this dude has been rock solid. He is so heavily involved. He is so clued in, so on board and on fire with erShred. So Adam, baby, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. That was quite the introduction, Sean. I am so happy to be here, and I'm sorry that it took a health crisis for you to, overcome and then create this. I'm glad that you created this, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm glad that you did.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's been fantastic for me and my team, and it's exactly what I've been waiting for.
Thank you, man. It's cool because I'm sorry I went through that too, but it's weird because I feel the same way. It's kind of like sometimes, things are just meant to be, and that's what it was. It was just this meant to be thing on so many levels. I'm still want to pinch myself how this has all come together and what's unfolding and the kind of results we're seeing from other people. So anyway, first question for Adam. Adam, who the hell is Adam Sisk?
All right. Well, who the hell is Adam Sisk? Well, first and foremost, I'm a husband to my lovely wife, Mary Beth, and we have 4 kids, ages 7, 5, and infant twins, 8-month-old twins. So there is 6 of us, and my last name is Sisk. So I've kind of coined the term Sisk Pack. That's what we hashtag a lot, and it's getting a lot of good traction. It's, people like that. I am on the eastern shore of the United States in Maryland, really close to Ocean City, Maryland. I've lived here for about 12 years. I'm originally from the DC area, and that's me in a nutshell. Currently. But prior to that, Sean, I don't know if you want me to get into that now.
I do. I want to get back to, all that.
Okay. All right. So most of you on this post or on this call probably saw the post that led you here. Yeah, I used to be a professional baseball player. Out of high school, I got drafted with the San Diego Padres, and they decided to send me to college for a year. And when you get drafted, they hold your rights for a year. I declined 2 contracts from them. So after the year was up, I was considered a free agent. And this was back in 1995. And the Tampa Bay Devil Rays had just gained acceptance, along with the Arizona Diamondbacks, acceptance into the major leagues as an expansion team. And I had an opportunity that provided me the title of the very first Tampa Bay Devil Ray. Like, there was no other Tampa Bay Devil Ray before me. The scout that saw me in high school was San Diego. He was now with Tampa Bay. And funny enough, when he called me, I was living near Baltimore at the time, and he said, "Hey, Adam, how do you want to be the first player of this new expansion team, Tampa Bay?" And I hung up on him. I thought it was one of my friends playing a joke on me. I hung up. He called me right back. He said, "Adam, it's Mark McKnight." That was the name of the guy. And he said, "I'm serious." I said, "Okay, Mark McKnight, please." I said, "I'll tell you what, you send me a first-class ticket to I had to work out with the Tampa Yankees down there. And I said, you send me a first-class ticket, and I'll come down and I'll throw for you, like a tryout." Next day, UPS handed me the ticket, and pretty much the rest was history. I went down there, and I started throwing for him, and the scout got in the batter's box with nothing but a suit on, like a 3-piece suit, no helmet, no nothing. And he said, "Okay, let's see what you got." And I threw a few right by his head, and so that's enough. and so, yeah, I played professional baseball for 3 years with them until I got hurt. I've had shoulder surgery, back surgery, bilateral knee replacement, elbow problems, arthritis, you name it. So I got out of that, and I got into the bar and restaurant business for the next 20 years of my life.
All right.
And luckily, that's where
I didn't even know this. So we need to learn all about that.
Yeah. So I got into the bar and restaurant business after that, and that's what got me to Ocean City, Maryland, from the DC Annapolis area, because it's a resort. There are a lot of bars and restaurants, and you make a lot of good money there. And that's, my wife's born and raised in Ocean City, and she was working at the bar that I started working at. So that's how we met. And so I don't know if you guys have ever heard the bar called Secrets. It's in Ocean City, Maryland. It's a 7,000 person capacity. It's the top 10 in revenue in the entire country in Ocean City, Maryland. This is going up against Miami, New York City, Las Vegas that are selling 20,000 bottles of Dom. You know, we're selling $3 cans of Natural Light. So, and we have 100 days to make a lot of money, right? Memorial Day to Labor Day. So anyway, you get your butt kicked. It was a lot of fun. And so I did that.
What was your role in that? What'd you do?
I was a bartender for most of it.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, they coerced me into management, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. And I said, I don't want to do that anymore. It's a lot less money and a lot more stress. No thanks. So I did that. I also started my own lawn care company during that time. I also started my own palm tree brokerage at that time, because here in Maryland and other places in the Northeast, they ship up palm trees every year for the atmosphere, and they die every year. So I got into that business as well, and I saw a need and I filled it. So I did that. And then Isagenix came into my life probably, gosh, when I was 38 or 39. And I'm 44 now, by the way. So I've been in it for about 5 years, February. And yeah, we're up to date now.
Let's dig into that part. Let's dig into, so someone who is, you know, former professional baseball player, now he's working in the restaurant business for 20 years?
Yeah, total for about 20 years.
Long time.
Because, yeah, 20 years.
It's a long time. Then what happens is you're doing some things on the side is what you're saying. I get it. And somehow, some way, a venture, if you will, entrepreneurial endeavor, network marketing comes into your life. What was your perception of network marketing at the time?
Honestly, I had very little. My mom did Amway a very little bit. But that was back in the day where she had to go to people's houses, and we had a ton of product, you know, always in the house. A lot of detergent is what I remember. A lot of like soap and detergent. And then that's about all I really knew about it. I did know that there was opportunity in it. And, you know, thankfully, Robin Cermak's on this call. She's the one that introduced me to Isagenix initially. And I was really actually neutral to the business aspect of it. I was, because I am an entrepreneur by heart. So if somebody says I can make money with something that I'm already doing, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to be one of those people that I've talked to that literally says, no, I don't want any money. Like, what are you doing? Why not? It doesn't make sense to me. So I did that, and we had great success right away. Thankful for my wife, who she was my billboard. We had just had our second kid, and she started using the product, started drinking the shakes while she was still nursing. And then when she stopped nursing is when she did the full protocol with the cleanse days and such. And she lost 45 pounds in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And Ocean City is a very small town, but everyone knows each other. Right. So my network is huge, especially in that area. And everybody just started asking, Adam, what are you doing? Mary Beth, what are you doing? I want that. I want that. And thankful for Robin. I said, Robin, I don't have time for this, because this was in April of 2016. And remember, I said I had 100 days to make a lot of money, both with my bar gig, with my lawn care, and my palm trees. So I didn't really have the time to do it. I know people say I'm too busy all the time, but I was actually too busy. But thankfully, Robin.
And so was your wife. She was.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And thankfully, Robin helped me handle that volume and put them and teach me along the way and how to do it. It got me to Crystal Executive real fast.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you had, based on our conversation, you had some extraordinary success. Was it your first time ever doing anything like that?
Yeah. So Absolutely it was. And so, you know, I got my Ice Wallet card after, by the way, I was consultant before I got my box, because I put it out there on social media. I said, hey, this person, Robin, said, I'm going to feel it. Because the reason why I did Isagenix was not for the opportunity of it.
Uh-huh.
It was because I was 39 and I had spent 3 years playing professional baseball and 20 years in the bar and restaurant business. And if you don't have good discipline, you can you can consume a lot of bad things. And so even though I wasn't overweight, I just didn't feel good. And every year it seemed to be getting worse and worse. And I knew I needed a detox, not only from, you know, at a cellular level, but also like detox. So she said, this is what can happen.
Yeah.
So I took that and I put it out on social media. I said, hey guys, it's February. The season's starting March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Anybody want to do this with me?
Yeah.
5 people raised their hands and we all did it together.
Clever.
So yeah, so I was consultant before I got my box. And then when my wife started doing it, you know, I kept on getting a notification on the phone. Hey, you just been paid. Hey, you just been paid. And so as I think about a year went before I started to like really realize the magnitude of the possibility that I had.
Right.
So, and it was hard to ignore that money.
Mm-hmm.
So the second year is when I said, oh, wow, I made X amount of dollars this week. I don't have to work Wednesday night behind the bar.
Right.
And then I would say, hey, I made this much money this week. Now I don't have to work Wednesday or Thursday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I started thinking, do I have to do this anymore at all? And eventually the answer was no, I don't. So I got out of that industry. And I did the same kind of thing with my lawn care business, because there's plenty of lawns that I did not like to take care of. So I was able to say, you know what? I'm out.
Yes.
But I still like to do that. And I still like to bartend. But again, bad back, bad knees, you know, you name it. It's not really good for that and being on your feet all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
So that's when I went all in, is when I realized that money was just starting.
Yeah.
And it was commensurate with my effort, right? To where as a bartender, you can only make so much money depending on how much you work, how many hours you put in. Just like lawn care, I can only cut so many yards in a day. I never, ever got paid while I was sleeping like I am now. So yeah.
Leverage.
Exactly.
Yeah. You had no leverage. So I want to dig a little deeper into your early success. We'll share a disclaimer. I'll share a disclaimer with the video post that, you know, income results may vary by person. We're not making any guarantees or claims about any of that stuff. And also, you know, if we talk about health, we talk about results around wellness and, you know, your physical health. Same thing. We're not trying to make any cures about medical treatments or diseases, anything of the sort. If you intend on trying a new protocol like erShred, you're always encouraged to consult with your doctor. We always cover the bases on disclaimers, and I'll post them as well with this video, both the income and the you know, the health disclaimers. With that said, what kind of success did you have your first year?
The first year I ran up to Crystal Executive real fast, probably in 4 months or so. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I won a bunch of the trips and things like that, the smaller things. Mm-hmm. And then I made it to the Leaders in Action, the Top Achievers, went to Hawaii for that, won the cruise, won, so many different things. And, you know, and you've already done the disclaimer, but, you know, I went to 6 figures rather quickly, considering, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, my effort was there once I got laser focused. Mm-hmm. It was there. And so, yeah, I had really, really great success early on.
That's
unfortunately,
would you say that you are just someone who, I mean, did you just know a lot of people? Were you really well connected, or what would you say about that when I say that?
I would say no. I think a lot of people knew me, and a lot of people know my wife from her living in Ocean City her entire life. So she not only knew the locals, but she also knew the people that would come there every summer and things like that. And that's how it kind of grew. I mean, it was as organic as you could possibly be, because I've still not once ever gone up to somebody and said, "Hey, my name's Adam. Let me tell you about XYZ."
Okay.
99% of the people have been like, "Okay, guys, what are you doing? Tell us about it, or tell me about it." So it was really that organic. I mean, now it's a little bit different because, I'm using social media a lot more. I'm using the resources that we have, and it's huge for that. I wish I had the systems in place back then that I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll talk more about those systems. So you generate, you and Mary Beth generate six-figure success relatively quickly. And what does that look like in terms of lifestyle? How do things change? Like, what kind of benefits were there for you around that?
Yeah, I tell you what, it was great. The time freedom has been the biggest benefit to me and my family and our life. I mean, we were able to do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. We're a huge Disney family. We like to go to Disney as much as possible. And, we drive, we don't fly. Not just because we like it to be part of the trip. So when she's driving, I'm on my phone and I'm still working, and it's just been fantastic. So the time freedom, I mean, my kids were at that time, it was just two of them. And, I was able to see them, their first steps, their first words and things like that. When Eleanor, my firstborn, was born, like I said, I was working like crazy. It got to the point to where I'd come home, and Mary Beth will attest to this, my kid didn't recognize me. Like, she would be like kind of timid because I was never home. I mean, think about it. I was working all day, lawn care and palm trees, all night at Secrets. And that's just what you do around here. And it's really sad that you work all summer to pay for your winter. And then you start at zero again in March, St. Patrick's Day. It's just a really vicious cycle in a resort town when you're so dependent on tourism. And especially a year like this past year, my friends that are still in the business have just suffered so hard.
Right. Got hit hard by it. What do you say to people that have a stigma around these kinds of entrepreneurial endeavors? What would you say about the stigma around that?
The stigma around entrepreneurship, I think I don't see a bad one. I think it's hard work, right? Whereas network marketing, I think it's got a bad stigma, and I think it's validated because some people do it wrong.
Right.
Some companies do it wrong. And I'm fortunate that I've never been with another network marketing company. I believe leaders like yourself and other leaders that have said, this is like the Rolls Royce of network marketing companies, where it comes to, culture and compensation plan and things like that. But, of course I deal with people with that mindset coming in, and I handle it as good as I can. I try to ask them, why do you feel that way? And, get down to the nitty gritty of it, but, I'm not going to try too hard. I'm not going to try to turn them.
I think you're probably in the same space that I'm in. I have such an abundant mentality around it. I don't need everybody to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Is everybody?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll tell them once, twice, but if they keep on coming back at me with yeah buts, I'm like, okay, no sweat, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm out.
I really resonate with what you're saying about your children, because my dream in network marketing, I know the first presentation my dad ever saw in network marketing was a guy that got up on the stage in a fancy suit. And he said his fancy Italian suit was worth like $1,000. And then he held up his wrists and he had 2 Rolexes on. He said, "This is my presidential Rolex. This is where I keep the time for my US distributors. And this is the Rolex that I keep on, so that I can keep the track of the time over my distributors in Asia." He's showing 2 Rolexes. And this kind of posturing makes me nauseous. It makes me want to puke. And that's why when I meet people like yourself that are normal, that are real, that are down to earth, it's really about quality of life. It's really about what it provides the family. And my dream, Adam, was, you've heard me say it before, my dream was to be home. That was it. It was just to be home. I knew a billionaire, scratch that. I knew a man who managed $1 billion, and he's very successful. And he told me, he said, "Sean, let me tell you a little secret." He says, "If I could go back in time, I would be home with my family as much as humanly possible." Because he says, you don't get the time back. But he said, I was chasing money all the time, and my kids never got to see me, nor did they get to know me. And he says, you stay home with those kids. That is the most priceless thing that you could ever have, worth way, way more than money. And that always stayed with me. It just stuck with me. And, not that everybody not everybody has to do that. Some people really like to go to work. That's fine. No problem. But for me, I've already lived my dream. And, this entrepreneurial endeavor, it brought that to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I've spoke to this before to my wife. I said, how cool is it that our kids will be the first generation that all they know is that mom and dad stayed home. That's it. Like they won't have, when they get out into the real world, they're going to be like, hold up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit in a cubicle 9 to 5. I want to go out and do X, Y, Z. And I want to do it all from the phone or whatever's appropriate at that time. And it's been fantastic. A friend of mine that I bartended with back in the day, she said something to me that stuck. She said the days are long, but the years are short. And to this day, I can't get that out of my head. And then I was like, wow, that is profound. That is so true. Because, the days, they'll drag and drag. And then all of a sudden, guess what? It's 2021, and I'm 44. Like, what? That is crazy. I was just playing ball yesterday.
Yeah.
But, it goes so fast. And I know it's cliche, but yeah, you can't, money doesn't buy everything.
No.
But it is pretty important. Isn't that what Jim Rohn said? He said, money's not everything,
right
but
up
it's
there with
important.
oxygen.
It's oxygen. Yeah, it's up there with oxygen.
Well, we're going to dig a little further into erShred now. Okay. So it's October 2020,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's favorite year. And you see my, Facebook Live, and like what unfolds from there? Like what was going through your mind? What was your experience?
Okay. Well, let me back up a few months prior to that. We had our twins in May of last year. COVID hit, around March. My kids started staying home from school, stress level up. My wife's pregnant, stress level up. We knew it was twins, stress level up. Twins come. It was the weirdest thing, when if you know anybody that gave birth last year or recently, you got to dress in this suit, everybody's 10 feet away. You go in, and it's just so weird. And stress levels up. And then, business starts going down a little bit. My personal Isagenix business start going down a little bit. I'm like, hold up, what's going on? I don't think I've done anything differently, but the peripheral stresses is not just on me, it's on everybody. Yeah. Right. So I have to understand that. And I'm one of the only ones on my team that do this full time. So the priorities for people, I can understand that. So business started going down, and I'm pulling my hair out, not only because of that, but also my kids and COVID and, I can't go to Disney this year, and mad about that. And so I was literally looking for something. Let's fast forward to August or September. I'm just searching. I'm searching for anything. And, I started asking. I said, Adam, is this the right thing for you still? Should you go back to bartending? Should you start your lawn care business again? Stuff like that. I started asking myself. And then I started seeing Sean's lives. And Sean and I have met one other time. It was at a celebration or an NYKO or something. And, it was real quick and whatever. But I remember being part of Body Alive years ago, and I liked what he said. But then I started seeing his lives, and I hadn't seen him in a while. Kind of went incognito for a while. And when I started seeing his lives this last time, back in like October, maybe prior to that, I just really liked not only what he said, but how he said it. He was very authentic and very genuine and very vulnerable and just truthful. And I could tell it. I could tell he wasn't BSing. I could tell he wasn't doing it for any other reason, but maybe to get it off his chest and also to let other people know what he's found. Because that's what we do, right? When we find a great restaurant, we say, oh my gosh, you got to try this restaurant. Oh my gosh, this, I don't know, mechanic fixed my 1957 Chevy. It was awesome. And he found something that really changed his life. And you could just tell that he was being sincere. And so I kept on watching. I kept on watching. I kept on watching. And while I was all stressed out, by the way, between COVID and twins and business, decline and the pain that I'm in constantly, I started making really bad decisions myself, drinking too much, eating the wrong things, making myself feel worse, but not really thinking about it because it was like medicine to me, right? It made me feel good for a short amount of time. So anyway, erShred, I said, you know what? I'll try it. I'll try anything. And so I did. And I don't know if I think Jesse, you remember if you're still on the first day that I went from not shoving my face with this processed food, bread, chips, drinking too much, because I'm really susceptible to sodium and bad things in my face. And, I was always inflamed. The first day off of that junk, I took a picture of my face and it was like night and day. And my wife did it with me and she felt great too. So from that point on, Sean, I've been absolutely sold on the protocol, but more sold on the culture that you've created and maybe brought back. I don't know what Isagenix was back in the day, but you said something that really stuck with me, the bonfire analogy that you had, right? You said something like, let's say we each have a log and we're out in the desert, right? And we all try to start our own fire out in the desert. But there's this big, huge bonfire off here in the distance. Why don't we just all kind of take our logs, throw them on that big, huge bonfire? That way we can all get warm. And I was like, that just makes so much sense to me. This collaboration has been fantastic for me, right? It's like I've gained 20,000 new team members. Even though we're not financially connected, I don't care. The value that I get is way more than money. It makes me feel better. Now, the money coming, I know it's coming. That's going to make me feel even better, but I'm positive that it will.
Woo! Yeah. Feels good, man. Thank you. That feels great.
Yeah.
What were your results on that initial erShred?
Okay, so yeah, the first shred, the outward results was 9.5 pounds. And again, guys, I don't fluctuate much with my weight. Okay, I'm an athlete. When I start feeling bad, I'll just stop eating. Some of the bad stuff, whatever. So 9.5 pounds. My jeans started fitting better, maybe like 3 inches around my waist. but it was the inflammation reduction. I
Listen,
know I'm not
listen,
making any.
just notice how you say that casually, maybe like 3 inches off my waist. It's quite a bit, man.
Yeah. But it's because of my next point, and I'm not making any medical claims, but it's because of the inflammation reduction. Like I'm super susceptible. I get puffy and things like that. But the inflammation in my back and my knees and my elbow and shoulder. I mean, I'm not going to say I went from a 10 out of 10 pain to a 0. Absolutely not. I mean, I will always be in pain, and I've come to grips with that. But I'm right around 2-3 out of 10 pain daily now. And when you go from 7, 8, 9 out of 10 daily, it's like 0. It feels like 0. So that was the biggest benefit for me. And am I still human? Yes, I'm still human. Did I go back to some of my old ways over the holidays? I sure did, and I don't regret it one bit, because I know I had an answer, and it's certainly not as bad as it was. You know, it's not like I'm doing it out of feeling bad for myself now. Or, you know, woe is me, I'm just going to do it anyway because I'm going to feel like crap. It's because I'm willing to pay the price for this now, and I know what the price is, and that could be a 7 out of 10 pain day. Well, that's worth it. Okay, that's fine. But I know how to go back to it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this has just been fantastic. And the ease of erShred for me, you're telling me I can 2 shakes, maybe 3 meat meals, steaks, sausage, pork, whatever, bone broth. Yes. So easy, so duplicatable, so simple. Butter, salt, steak, or butter, salt, meat. Okay, it doesn't have to be red. It's best if it's red.
Didn't you know we're crazy? You and I. Like,
I love it, man. I love it.
We're crazy, man. We're crazy. But you know what? Our ancestors weren't crazy, were they?
No.
No.
They got us to 2021. Right?
Hey, man, so tell me more about, what about energy levels? What about mental clarity? Anything around that?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Energy has been a lot better than it was. Attitude, I think, has been the biggest game changer. You know, I've got hope again.
Yeah.
I've got hope for the business aspect of things, hope for not feeling sorry for myself. You know, and that comes from the protocol erShred, but more from you guys, right? I love the fact that when I post on erShred page or Shredders Unite or whatever it is, that you guys come back right away with something nice to say or thank you, and it's just fantastic. It makes me feel good. So of course I'm going to reciprocate that to somebody else that does it, right? Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, sometimes people get away from that, right? I mean, we know what makes us feel good, and we're all human. It's likely that what makes me feel good about what gives me a good feeling will give you a good feeling. So if you compliment me, guess what? I'm going to compliment you, and I'm going to take the initiative next time first. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, my attitude, my energy, my clarity, it's just been great. My wife can attest to that.
Great. That's great. And do you feel like it's something, for me, network marketing, there's a lot of parts I don't like. You guys all know that. There's a lot of parts I find abhorrible. There's a lot of parts that I want to change. And I'm on a mission to change a lot of those things, because this industry can be elevated to much more than it is right now. But do you feel like you have something to offer people with this? You feel like, I mean, tell me how you feel about that. If I said tomorrow, what you going to do, Adam? What's tomorrow look like for you, and how do you feel about it? Share with people where your vibe is around that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I will definitely keep on sharing the erShred with people and give them my personal experience with it, right? And Mary Beth's personal experience with it, because I think that's what people gravitate to more than a product or a protocol, right? what did it do for you? What did it do for you? And for me, I think I'll always lead with what it did for me internally, not only inside my body, but inside my head. And it just makes so much sense that when we cut out the junk, when we clear out the junk that we throw in our bodies, it's going to clear out our mind as well. And with all the science that we know now, I mean, it's like smoking cigarettes. We know that that's bad for you now, right? Back in the day, they had ads for pregnant women, right? You want your child needs a low birth weight, smoke a couple cigarettes. I've seen that one. It's like a Winston ad or something like that, right? But I mean, we know better now. And the information is literally at our fingertips. And that's what I'm going to share, forward. And if people choose to hop on board, fantastic. If they choose not to hop on board, fantastic. I'll support them either way. I'm not going to go sit in a corner and feel sorry for myself or something like that, because everybody has their choices. It was my choice to do what I did from May to September, October, because it wasn't my time. But I think the community that you've created, Sean, you and Crystal have created, is more provocative, more contagious than anything. And that's what I keep on coming back for.
Yeah, man, me too. Me too. I think culture is number one. I think it's number one. For me, I really believe culture is everything. When it comes to this kind of an industry, when it comes to this kind of a protocol, culture it paints every page. It's just absolutely critical that you understand culture, that you nurture culture, that we all, like you said, if we're all tossing those logs on the fire, not only do we all get warm, but it's just more fun, man. Crystal and our mantra for 2021 is to make it fun. We don't need any more money, but we want to make it fun. We want it to be fun. Adam said it. You got to make money, right? You got to make money. But what if you could make money by not focusing on money? Pretty crazy. And sometimes,
isn't that what Zig Ziglar said? Right? If you can get everything you want by helping others get what they want. Right? And back to your thing about the bonfire. Yeah, we all throw our logs in the bonfire to get warm, but during that time, we also create a bigger bonfire for people farther away that they can see the bonfire, right? And Sean, when I got back into Body Alive before you changed the name of it, I think it was around 18,800 people. And now I think it's over 20,000 people. That's a lot of people in a short amount of time, man, because your bonfire is getting bigger and brighter.
It's our bonfire. It's yours, it's mine, it's all of ours. And let's talk on that a little bit, because you talked about leverage. Leverage is when I go out golfing with my son, or I go to the lake with my family, leverage is Adam might still be in the trenches, working, supporting, cheering people on, motivating, recruiting. And you know what? Like, if we can all grab hold of that, Adam, there's something special about you that you don't know. And that's that I don't think you're motivated by being a certain number earner in the company. It doesn't motivate you. Guess what? Like attracts like. I don't give a shit about that stuff. I don't care if I'm number 120 in the company or 47 or number 2. I could care less, as long as I am providing a high quality of life for my family. But I gotta feel good about it. Money doesn't rule me. That's and I know you. Money doesn't rule you. It has to be something that fills you up. And I'm telling you, man, if the passion isn't there, you won't do well at it. That's it.
Agreed. I mean, it was just like when I was playing baseball, Sean. You know, the money was great, but I'd have done it for free. I'd have paid them to let me play.
Yes.
Right? I didn't do it for the money. I did it because I loved it. And it made me feel good. And this makes me feel good. What we're doing here makes me feel good. I mean, it makes me feel good physically and mentally and emotionally. And yeah, it's just fantastic.
It's exciting stuff. I got a massage today, and my massage therapist talked about how, certain people in that field, so many people stopped coming in for massages, and they got shut down for 3 months. And she just talked about the struggle amongst, all those types of people. We're seeing the struggle all over. It's a time in history where people have got to learn to be open-minded. I love entrepreneurs, man, because entrepreneurs are just people looking for solutions, looking for a better mousetrap, looking for better opportunities for their families. I mean, I was born and bred to be an entrepreneur. So when I'm talking to another entrepreneur, it makes my heart leap. I love it because you're a risk taker, and you might not even realize that about yourself, but you are a bona fide risk taker. And guess what people actually think when they look at you, Adam? I don't know if you know this, but it should help your posture, because people have told me in private, in intimate settings, they've said, you know what? I really look up to you. And then I'll say, oh, wow, thank you. Why? And they say, I don't know how I could ever do something like that. I don't know how I could do it. But what's cool about our culture is that we can all do it. Anybody that wants to come on board, we're here to support you. We'll mentor you, and we'll lock arms with you. Don't matter if you come under Adam, doesn't matter if you come under us or anybody else. It's all genuine, and we want to help other people have a better quality of life. I'm going to let you close it out, Adam, with just your vision of what's coming in 2021. What is your hope? I'm not asking you to be a prophet, but
Sure.
what is your hope? What is your anticipation? I talk a lot about positive expectancy. You know what, Adam? One thing that's crazy is at any given time, there's one person over here, and there's another person over here. And this person over here could be making choices that make the outlook very dark and scary and scarce. And this person over here could be the same age, the same gender, the same color, the same education. And they are abundant, and they see opportunity, and they are full of passion and enthusiasm. You know what? I'm starting to make a connection here, dude. A lot of that is how they feel. Mm-hmm. It's intrinsic. Does that make sense? In my dad's presentations, he would say, a toxic body is attracted to toxic foods. A healthy, clean body is attracted to clean, healthy foods, right? Well, I'm starting to realize, you want to do a good job providing for your family, you better take your health drop dead serious. So anyway, Adam, what's your hope for 2021, and how would you like to close this out?
Yeah, so my hope for what I foresee 2021 for me and all of us here in erShred is just massive duplication in what we have here, creating even more of a culture that people will be attracted to, especially, Sean, with the new resources that we have, able to get the words out, like with NowSite and Penny. Guys, if I had these systems early on and I knew what I was doing, and the importance of keeping track and the importance of cultivating relationships and things like that, I would certainly be a little bit more financially well off than I am today. But I am confident in 2021 that I'm going to continue to learn these resources that, guys, I mean, we live in a revolutionary time of human life, I think, right? The internet is roughly 25, 30 years old. Network marketing is younger than that. And it's just expanding so quickly, and we've got it all at our fingertips. So
network marketing is actually, believe it or not, 100, I think last I checked, 120 years old.
Yeah, I apologize. I meant to say social media.
There you go.
Social media is even younger than the internet. And now that we're all connected, we can literally be all connected and get our words out. As long as we make those words authentic and genuine and truthful, I think we'll just keep on attracting more of what we want, right? And we want pretty much what we are. And guys, Sean, I'm super grateful for you and Crystal and Jesse and Tara and what you've put into this for everyone to just kind of glean off of and use for their own, and with no, like, there's no fees, there's no anything like that. And that just, to me, shows everyone that you're not in it for the money, right? You're in it for the actual benefit of others. And that to me is awesome. I mean, I can't say enough. I can't wait till we can all get in the same room one day soon and meet each other face to face. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, that's where I see this going. I see 2021 as a huge opportunity. I think a lot of people are so COVID exhausted, so exhausted about everything with negative this, negative that. They're ready for sunshine. They're ready for positivity. They're ready for positive vibes. And guys, just reach out to people. I mean, I was in a bad way for a long time, right? And it helped when somebody reached out to me. And just reach out to somebody and make them feel better, and it'll pay off in dividends.
All right, Adam, thank you so much, man. And thank you for your friendship mostly. Means a great deal to us. You're just really good people. I feel it. I sense it. You know what? The culture of erShred, if you were to ask me, what do you hope for? It would be just that. Real people, not pretentious people, not people who are glitz and glamour, not people who, look at you, you're in a t-shirt, you know? Like, I dig it. The culture of erShred is authentic, it's honest, it's real, it's vulnerable, it's genuine, and we really do sincerely care about others. That's what the erShred is. It's all predicated upon helping people reclaim their health. So thank you, Adam, man. You're awesome. We really love you. And Crystal, we all just think the world of you, bud. Please thank Mary Beth
Thank you very much
for loaning you to us. And
I will.
2021, I'm going to put it out there, is going to be monumental for you.
Thank you. I know it will.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you all for joining us. Hey, real quick, commercial. Jesse Jamnick, tomorrow night, I assume he's having a Shred Your Body call. You on here, Jesse? If not, that would be
there.
Tomorrow night, Jesse, you doing that?
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
All right, that's Eastern, 8 o'clock Eastern. That is
awesome.
In the erShred group. Cool. And then Wednesday night, we got our Come Alive call. We will publish it. It'll be at the, go look at my wall if you need the link, but we'll publish it online as well on my Facebook feed, or you can just access it via the Zoom link like you did tonight. And guys, we sure appreciate you, and we'll let's all have a great year. That's what it's all about. We're all going to have just a killer year.
Will do. Thank you,
All right,
Adam.
guys, take care.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night.
Thanks, Adam.
Got it,
Good
guys.
stuff, Adam.
Thank you.
Good stuff, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great job, Adam.
Good
Thank
job,
you all.
Adam.